Welcome on Banda Classes YouTube channel Darbhanga. I am Navkan Mishra with you to discuss chapter 3rd, and it is quite interesting to learn about some important characteristic of linear equation in two variables. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe it, and also don't forget to press bell icon for notification. My dear student, as you know that system of linear equation in two variables has been given, and a pair of this system a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. This is one linear equation in two variables, and here variables are x and y, and a1, b1 and c1 are real numbers. And you also know that a1 is the coefficient of x, b1 is the coefficient of y, and c1 is the constant term. Another, you can just notice that this is another system of linear equation in two variables, and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. And here a2, b2 and c2 are real numbers, and x and y are variables. Here on the basis of the relation between coefficient, you can just find out the value of linear equation, and there is a relation between values of linear equation with the coefficient of their variables. And on the basis of it, you know that a1 is the coefficient of x and a2 is the coefficient of x in the second linear equation. If you take ratio of the coefficient of x, ratio of the coefficient of y, and ratio of the constant term, and you have to compare these three ratios, a1 upon a2, b1 upon b2 and c1 upon c2. On the basis of their values, there are three cases are possible. Case first, you have just noticed, a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. This is the first case. Case second, a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 but does not equal to c1 upon c2. And case third is a1 upon a2 does not equal to b1 upon b2 does not equal to c1 upon c2. You can just find out three relation of the values that you have to just find out the taking the ratio of the coefficient of x, coefficient of y, and ratio of the constant term. When you have just to find out all three cases, then its cases tells the values of the solution of the variable. Here variable is x and y, and you can just predict that how many values you can just find out for x and y. In the first case, when the coefficient ratio of the coefficient of x is equal to ratio of the coefficient of y is equal to ratio of the constant term, then infinite number of values are possible. In the second case, when the ratio of the coefficient of x of the both the equation is equal to ratio of the coefficient of y in both the equation is does not equal to ratio of the constant of both the equation, then it has no solution. No solution is possibilities. And in third case, when a ratio of the coefficient of x of both the equation does not equal to ratio of the coefficient of y of the both the equation does not equal to the ratio of the constant, then it has one and only one solution. So what you have just noticed, actually when these are equals, there are infinite number of solution. When these coefficients are, ratio of the coefficients are equal, but it does not equal to the ratio of the constant term, then no solution, not any solution can be possible. And if does not equal, then one and only one solution are possible. My dear student, you can just see that this is known as consistent. Consistent, it is due to that, by the definition of the consistent, that if any system of the linear equation has at least one solution, at least one means either one or more than one, and you know that in this case one and only one solution. So this third case is also first and third, both are studied under consistent, and the second one is studied under inconsistent. Inconsistent means actually which has not any solution. So at least one solution or more than one solution, then it is studied under consistent, and all the consistent are also studied under homogeneous system of equation. So this is infinite number of solution, no solution, and one and only one solution. Since it has one and only one solution, so simply it is also known as unique solution. Which one is known as unique solution? And a unique solution, it can easily be found out by the help of the several methods that you have already learned in the previous session, that about graphical methods. Then you have studied substitution method, elimination method, and by cross multiplication method. By any method you are able to find out. So when you get the third condition, then you have to attempt any one of the method, and you can just find out. And by the help of by cross multiplication method, you know very well that how to find out the value of x and y. And you know that by cross multiplication methods, the value of x is equal to b1 c2 minus b2 c1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1, and the value of y is equal to c1 a2 minus c2 a1 upon a1 b2 minus a2 b1. And this relation shows that when you have the better knowledge about the coefficients in both the equation and constant term that is given in both the linear equation, then you can just find out easily the value of x and y. My dear student, here two equation has been given, and it has been given that you have to find out the value of k, and if the system of equation has infinite number of the solutions. For these purposes, at first you have to rearrange them. First equation has been given kx plus 3y is equal to 2k plus 1. And if you rearrange, then kx plus 3y minus 2k plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. And the second one is 2k plus 1 x plus 9y is equal to 7k plus 1, and it can be rearranged as 2k plus 1x plus 9y minus 7k plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the second one. Here you can just see that here a1 is equal to k, coefficient of x in the first equation, b1 is equal to 3, and c1 is equal to minus 2k plus 1, because minus you can't ignore, A2 is equal to 2k plus 1, B2 is equal to 9 and C2 is equal to minus 7k plus 1. And now you need to find out the value of for infinite number of solution. You can write for infinite number of solution. What is the condition for that? A1 upon A2 is equal to B1 upon B2 is equal to C1 upon C2. Putting the value of this all the data, and then you need to adjust and find out the value for k. So k upon 2k plus 1 is equal to 3 upon 9 is equal to minus 2k plus 1 upon minus 7k plus 1. And now you can just find out the value. This is 3 1 ja 3, 3 3 ja 9. So k upon 2k plus 1 is equal to 1 upon 3 by cross multiplication, and you can just find out the value. 3k is equal to 2k plus 2 if you multiply them, and 3k minus 2k is equal to 2, and therefore k is equal to 2. So the one answer that you have just find out, k is equal to 2. My dear student, in this question, x plus 2y is equal to 3 can be rearranged as x plus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. This is the first equation. And again 5x plus ky plus 7 is equal to 0, and this is the second one. And here the value of a1 is equal to 1 because coefficient of x in the first equation is 1, b1 is equal to 2, and c1 is equal to minus 3, a2 is equal to 5, b2 has been given k, and c2 has been given 7. And it has been given in the question that system of the equation has unique solution. Then you need to find out the value of k. And what are the conditions for the unique solution? Since system of equation has unique solution, then we know very well that a1 upon a2 does not equal to b1 upon b2, does not equal to c1 upon c2. Either you have to write up to c1 upon c2, or in some books it has been up to here. At least you have to write down up to a1 upon a2 does not equal to b1 upon b2. Simply you can write up to here, and you can just solve for the value for k. And what is 1 upon 5 does not equal to 2 upon 5, and therefore you know that k does not equal to 10. Some student can retain all the 3 sections. Then you have to just continue. b1 upon b2 does not equal to c1 upon c2. In that case, up to here your answer has been finished. If you try go further, no problem. 2 upon k does not equal to minus 3 upon 7, and this is why minus 3k does not equal to 14, k does not equal to 14 upon minus 3, and you know that this is negative rationals are. So exact answer is actually k does not equal to 10. My dear student, here two equation has been given. 2x plus 3y is equal to 7, which can be rearranged as 2x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. Second equation has been given. Then if you rearrange it, a plus b plus 1 into x plus a plus 2b plus 2 is into y minus, and both plus and plus change and change the side, then it becomes minus 4 into a plus b minus 1 is equal to 0. And there is the value of a1. You have just find out a1 is equal to 2, b1 is equal to 3, c1 is equal to minus 7. A2 is equal to a plus b plus 1, b2 is equal to a plus 2b plus 2, and c2 is equal to minus 4 into a plus b minus 1, and which can be written as minus and 4a plus 4b plus 1. You may take, no need of middle bracket, so you may take minus has been taken as common. And now the system of the equation has infinite solution. It has been given how much? Infinite number of solution. And what is the condition for infinite? a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 is equal to c1 upon c2. Putting all the values, actually what is the value of a? The 2 upon a plus b plus 1. The value of b1 is 3 and b2 is a plus 2b plus 2. And what is the value of c1? Minus 7, and c2 is minus 4a plus 4b plus 1. Here minus and minus cancel. And now to solve the value for a and b, you need to find out the value of a and b. For these purposes, you have to just, at first you take these two and then derive the linear equation in the form of a and b. And after that you have to take these two and then you derive another equation, and after that you need to solve them. Now my dear, you have to just continue. I have just taken the first and second b part equal, and 2 upon a plus b plus 1 is equal to 3 upon a plus 2b plus 2. Then by cross multiplication and find out the equation of a is equal to b plus 1, and it is considered as third. Again I have just taken the second and third. 3 upon a plus 2b plus 2 is equal to 7 upon 4a plus 4b plus 1, and by cross multiplication and I get the value of 5a minus 2b is equal to 11. And after that, since we know that a is equal to b plus 1, so I just put the value of 5 into b plus 1 minus 2b is equal to 11, and then I have just multiply 5b plus 5 minus 2b is equal to 11, and after that 5b minus 2b is equal to 3b, and 5 has just shift into LHS to RHS, so plus change into minus. 11 minus 5 is equal to 6, and then multiply change into divide. B is equal to 6 upon 3 is equal to 2. The value of B in this process I get 2, and putting the value of B in, actually third a is equal to b plus 1, so 2 plus 1 and it is equal to 3, and this is why the value of a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 2. By this way you can just solve such type of equation. My dear student, the last question I have just taken, 3x minus y minus 5 is equal to 0, 6x minus 2y plus k is equal to 0. You have to find out the value of k, and it has been given that the system of the equation has no solution. I have just written a1, a2, the value of a1 and a2, b1 and b2, and c1 and c2. And you know very well that if it has no solution, that means a1 upon a2 is equal to b1 upon b2 but does not equal to C1 upon C2. And therefore, you putting all these value, 3 upon 6 is equal to minus 1 upon minus 2 does not equal to minus 5 upon k. And you can just see that these two are equal, because if you had cancelled 1 upon 2 does equal to 1 upon 2 does not equal to minus 5 upon k. And to find out the value of k, now 1 upon 2 does not equal to minus 5 upon k. By cross multiplication, k does not equal to minus 10. So when the value of k does not equal to minus 10, then this system of equation has no solution. Hope you have understand this section. In the next video, I will discuss some word problem, and this is why keep watching Bandhana Classes YouTube channel, Darbhanga. Thank you very much.